Let's put ourselves in the place of a 15-year-old autistic child. It's now 3:45 in the morning. I just walked out of my house, a 50-year-old man. I'm not barefoot. I can't go barefoot. I don't know anybody that really can in the dark. Left with a pen light, not even a pen light, a keychain flashlight. And I've got a larger flashlight here. We're just gonna go for a walk down to here, put ourselves in his place. So he leaves his house, right? Let's just say he leaves his house like everybody wants us to believe. At this time of the night, 3 o'clock in the morning, 3:45, dead still of the night, no traffic, barefoot kid. Okay, just gonna take a walk. We'll talk a little bit about the stepdad in a video he came out with, or the several videos he's came out with, and the language in the videos he's came out with. His key phrase, crystal clear. He's got that phrase from the movie A Few Good Men. And I believe one or two phrases right after that comes from Jack Nicholson is, you want the truth, you can't handle the truth. And that's what he really wants to say. He gets so angry, so when he's saying that, that's what he really wants to say. Turn my flashlight on because I can't see. But if I were to dim it down by holding my hand over the lens, that's the amount of light this kid would have left with in the middle of the night. I mean, let's just say he left barefoot. I'm still barefoot now. 3:45 in the morning. Heard a deer blow. I'm 50 years old. Was in the military for 13 years. I don't go out barefoot. But I think the main thing to think about here, as a 15-year-old autistic special needs kid, in the dark like this, and I mean, it doesn't have a friend's house around the corner to go to. That's my biggest question. Where did he go? Where was he going? No 15-year-old kid leaves without having somewhere to go. Right? I mean, think about it. That's how far I am from my house. I'm about 100 yards from my house. And I mean, I don't have anywhere to go. So, I mean, where am I going to go? You're just going to go lay up in the woods and just lay there and starve or whatever? No, not a kid. They don't do that. It's just not in their nature. You have to have a destination. And I've been married for 30 years. I don't talk to my wife for 3 hours on the phone. We did maybe when we were first dating as teenagers, and then one of us would fall asleep while we were talking to each other because didn't want to hang up, the old 8th grade phone game. But look around. You turn the light on, look around. How scared would a 15-year-old kid be that's not used to the outdoors? They're not accustomed to being outside. No camping or nothing like that. No friend to be with. I mean, it's easier if you've got someone with you. There's not 2 children missing here. It's just one child, a special needs kid that knows. I mean, you get anybody. Anybody take off walking at 3:45 with no destination. See how far you go before you turn around and go back. I mean, even if you make it till daylight, I mean, he was going to get seen on a camera. I don't care what anybody says. I've got a security camera on the front of my house. I'm 100 yards away, and I guarantee you, it's picking me up. I guarantee you right now, it's sending my wife alerts in the bed that it's being triggered. It just blows my mind how this stepdad and the mom expect people to believe. Kids that go missing don't go missing at 3 o'clock in the morning. Kids that go missing usually don't come back home from an evening out on the town or something. They usually leave during daylight hours. Nobody gets up in the middle of the night and just leaves without a destination. It doesn't happen. It doesn't. None of it makes sense. Barefoot at that time of the night, he could have packed food in his backpack. He could have got his backpack. He could have packed clothes. And let's not forget, it's 26 degrees outside. 26 degrees. Come on, it's just not feasible. What is feasible, though, is I've heard his dad mention that his mom had his medications changed recently because he didn't want to go to sleep. So let's talk about that for a minute. I do not know a 15-year-old kid on the face of this earth that you can tell to go to bed at 9 o'clock that's going to go lay down and go to sleep at 9 o'clock. It just doesn't happen. Nope. No 15-year-old going to go to bed at 9 o'clock. No 15-year-old is going to go to bed at 10 o'clock and go to sleep. You can't just stuff a child in the bedroom and expect them to do what you want them to do because you want quiet. I mean, the dad said his medicine been changed because he wouldn't go to sleep and he was rambunctious. Hell, who's not rambunctious at 9 o'clock at night? I mean, come on. Nobody going to bed at 9. We all know that. So, I mean, I have a theory on this. It's the only thing that really checks all the boxes to me. And I don't think somebody just set out to do the kid harm. You know, I think what happened is she told him to go to bed at 9 o'clock. And he's on new medication. And maybe she gave him something a little extra to help him go to sleep. He got up to go to the restroom when she heard the thud and maybe fell and hit his head because he has a pocket of fluid on his brain. And she goes in there and he's not responsive. So she freaks out. And what she do? She calls her husband. They stay on the phone for 3 hours trying to figure out what to do. He's got a custody case coming up with a child. She knows if the police come, she's going to go to prison. And you can listen to the stepdad. You can tell he's a narcissistic, mother-loving bully that I would love to meet somewhere out here in the dark. Just me and him. He needs a good taste of some Southern justice, he does. He controls the narrative. He's only doing interviews with women. He's talking over the top of everybody. He's a freaking bully. And I hate bullies. I really do. I can't stand it. And there's no doubt in my mind, just by listening, that this man bullied this kid. I know he did. You don't give a kid with special needs a pet and then just turn around and give the pet away. I mean, come on. He's a kid, man. He's a kid. You don't do children that way. God put us adults here to look after all the children. Any adult that doesn't hold themselves accountable for any child, you're going to get punished for it. It's our responsibility. That's what we're here for. We're not here for anything else. We're here to make sure that the kids get done right by. They don't have a voice in the world. We are their voice. They have to depend on us for things. And that's another reason this kid didn't leave in the middle of the freaking night. I mean, he could have went to school one day and just not came home from school. I mean, kids don't leave in the dark, barefoot, and at 25 degrees out, and nowhere to go. I mean, kids do run away from home, but they have a destination, and they usually have a friend with them, or an adult that abducts them. This kid didn't get abducted at 3 a.m. Who's out at 3 a.m. riding around a gated neighborhood looking for somebody to pick up? Nobody. There's monsters in the world, but not like that. I mean, he's a boy. He's a 15-year-old boy. He's not Elizabeth Smart. She was a girl in her bed that this man worked at their house and knew where she slept, how to get in, and how to get her out. It's not a random abduction. He's a 15-year-old, 6-foot-tall boy there's no people looking to abduct people like that. That's just not a target. That's not the kind of abduction targets in the world. I think she probably gave him some medicine. He fell, hit his head, and when she left to go look for him that morning, at the 6 o'clock or whatever time it was, is when she done something with him. She loaded him in a car in the garage, and she took him. So, if we can find out what time she left the house and what time she got back, divide that by 2, make a radius of it, look for the most probable places to search, and search those places. I believe that's what happened. I believe that's how she passes her polygraph. You know, she didn't intentionally do harm to the boy. She, in her mind, you have to remember, in her mind, she probably thinks she didn't really kill him. He fell down and he died. But it was due to her medication. Their objective is to get everybody to be quiet, give this situation time to die, so there's enough decomposition taking place. When he is found, there's no testing that can be done. Then she can't be held liable. Because if they found him early, done the testing, the toxicology report's going to show what she gave him and the cause of death. But anyway, I beg you, go out of your house at midnight. Go out of your house just when it's dark out. Just put on a pair of socks. You don't have to go barefoot. Can't simulate 26 degrees, but get a small flashlight and just take off randomly walking and see where you go. You're not going anywhere. You're going to turn and come back. You got to have a destination. He wasn't trying to get to his dad's house. He had a phone. He could have called his dad. I believe his mother would have sent him to his dad's. I believe they wanted him to go to his dad's. I mean, whatever happened, if I was Chris Pravovich, I would go and tell what I know and ask for amnesty so this could be resolved. He's going to wait and ride the train too long until he rides it off the end of the cliff with her, because it's getting to that point. Anyway, thank you for watching. I had to get this out because it bothers me really bad. And like I say, we're all responsible for children, so watch out for the kids. Keep them close. Keep an eye on them. And remember, if it don't look random, it's not random. This is not random. See you. Love you.